again, most professionals struggle with rapid advancement, technological advancements, right?
Mhm.
So, from your vantage point, working at the intersection of consulting as well as emerging technologies,
Mhm.
what would be your guidance or for people to help professionals stay current when the technology evolves almost every week nowadays?
Yeah,
Previously, it was like learn one skill and then it could go 5 years. You can sustain for 5 years, but now it's like almost the goalpost is coming nearby every week. So,
yeah.
what would be your guidance for them?
See, as you rightly said, and how I like to normally put it, is the fact that the half life of any new skill that you learn
Hmm.
is down to about 12 to 18 months today,
Right.
right? And when I call it a skill, for example, I would group something like generative AI as a broad range of skills.
Hmm.
Within that, of course, there is the RAG kind of work that you do. There is reasoning kind of work that you do,
Hmm.
and others. So, so broadly, each of those will kind of keep coming down in terms of when you need to upskill and how you need to upskill. That certainly is there. But having said that, if you are remaining true to the basics of what you're looking to do,
Hmm.
uh, you will remain relevant. That is certainly there. But what you need is the curiosity to not just learn something new, but go the full hog in going deep into whatever you're trying to learn as well.
Hmm.
Right? So for example, when I split that generative AI into different parts, if you are, let's say, specializing in RAG kind of work that is happening, which is typically prevalent in knowledge management,
Right.
information retrieval, and those kind of use cases, uh, if you've gone fully deep into that,
Hmm.
you will not only understand the different moving parts there, but also understand how evolution of technology is changing some of those parts.
Correct.
That's the first level typically.
Hmm.
Second level effect of that is when you start understanding those components more deeply, you also start understanding how they can interplay with other systems or other
Correct.
technologies that exist, which might not have been tried out today or might be at a very nascent stage.
Right.
So it lets you experiment, and that's where I think curiosity kind of comes into play as well. Uh, Going deep and being curious about what is coming up and how do you relate to real life use cases,
Hmm.
examples, and business situations that you can start applying that to as well. Right? Because technology, as I had mentioned earlier, cannot exist in a vacuum.
Hmm.
You have to be curious to learn that technology. You also have to be curious on how it can be applied to business
Hmm.
so that it remains relevant and continues to move forward from there.
The designation you are right now, right?
Yep.
There are people who are in the functional teams, who are
Mhm.
not in the technical teams, but they
Yep.
are at par with your designation. Okay,
Yep.
they are also industry leaders. Now, do you think they should also not learn the coding part, but at least they should know how their team or how their in cross-functional team, how they are working on AI and Gen AI?
Absolutely. I think that is very critical, having at least an understanding and an appreciation of what your teams might be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That is very, very crucial. So, for example, if I talk from my personal experience itself,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been a few years now that I have not done proper coding,
Okay.
right, in a client situation. I,
Mm-hmm.
I do that still whenever I'm doing any course or I'm trying to learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
But in a client situation, I have not done coding for a few years now.
Okay.
But does that mean that I don't understand what the teams are doing,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't understand the output that the team comes up with? That is a question that I need to ask myself.
Right.
Even today, I would still sit with my teams, do code reviews on where they might have done something wrong. But that code
Mm-hmm.
review comes after I've looked at their results and
Right.
asked them a few questions on exactly how they're interpreting the results. Because
Mm-hmm.
the results, a lot of these are pre-coded libraries that you can run.
Mm.
How do you understand the result that comes out and how do you interpret that is where I get a sense of how and where my teams are today. Right.
Right.
So each of us needs to identify where they want to keep a check and balance
Mm-hmm.
in the system as well, right? Without themselves becoming roadblocks in the overall process.
Correct. Great. Great. So one last question. So for startups like us,
Mhm.
for SETU, who are trying to do something for the community, right?
Yeah.
What would be your three summarized guidance points?
See, I wouldn't say three. I
Hmm.
think the key part is once you've identified the purpose that you're going after,
Right.
staying the course is very, very important.
Hmm.
And at the same time, making sure that you're open to suggestions and pivots that come along the way, because
Right.
technology is evolving very, very fast. So we
Absolutely.
need to stay up to date with that and ensure that whatever we are kind of evangelizing to others
Hmm.
remains relevant as well. So
Correct.
staying the course while being open to different changes and pivots that come along,
Hmm.
I think is the key there. But yeah, that's in my limited experience.